Mauricio Pochettino's side responded well after being rocked by those 2 goals in a little over 2 minutes at the weekend and dominated the second half. In the second half, out shooting Turkey 10-2. Maybe a different story here today because Murat Yakin's side has looked extremely strong and the US unable to get a foothold at all so far. No Tyler Adams tonight. He's not amongst the squad because of a foot issue. Here's Ndoye down the left side. Plenty of movement forward here for Switzerland. Ndoye curling that one in. Arston deals with it.
Manzabi and Ndoye, this is just a dream game for them. I mean, they're picking up the ball facing forward with 15 yards. Here it goes again to take people on. Rarely a second defender there that they've got to beat.
Schmidt coming forward from fullback. The assistant with the flag up on the near side for offside. This the first meeting between these nations in the United States since the 1994 World Cup. That's the only time they've met in a non-friendly match. 1-1 draw in Detroit with Eric Winalda's free kick leveling the game. The most recent meeting was a 2-1 scoreline in favour of Switzerland in May of 2021. Brendan Aronson played in that game, so did McKenzie. They start tonight. Dest and Ream also in the squad, the only other players involved in that match. Of course, this is the final game before the Gold Cup, which starts Sunday against Trinidad and Tobago in San Jose. Then it's Austin for a match against Saudi Arabia before finishing the group against Haiti in Arlington. Sullivan Harriel trying to win the ball back on the far side, but this comes towards Xhaka. Xhaka with the driven ball away. Spent 7 seasons at Arsenal, won the FA Cup twice, a Europa League runner-up during his time there as well in 2019. Harriel down the right. Cross for Berhalter. Into the 29th minute. Arston picks it up down the left side. Finds Brendan Aronson. Zimmerman with the high ball forward. Aronson going chasing. And Schmidt puts it away for a throw for the United States here.
Really well done from Schmidt. Thought he was beat there. Lovely bit of skill to collect that on the head and be able to swivel and play it out. Aronson thought he was in.
Harriel getting set to launch the long throw in towards the penalty area. Cleared as far as Zimmerman. Back out towards Harriel, who cushions the header down. Here's Arston. Schmidt gets it away. McKenzie came to try and get there, but it's picked up in the midfield here. And then the crossfield ball from Rodriguez, wonderful into the path of Embolo. He's in round the back. It's Bril Embolo here against Arston, who got back, scrambled into position, got the block in, but now struggling to deal with Embolo here. And it's put out of play for a Switzerland corner.
Another diagonal ball that just plenty of space for him to run in behind, and he just doesn't get the touch that he wants here. It's a little bit behind him after that first touch. Just allows Arston to come back, who does really well to recover not only once but twice. But you expect Embolo to get a clean shot after the space he had on that first touch.
Embolo, a teammate of Flo Balogun's at Monaco. In towards the back post and flicked away by Berhalter for corner number 4 for Switzerland as we reach the half-hour mark here at Geodis Park. It's the second visit for the US here Last time was a 4-0 win against Ghana in October of 2023. A couple of goals that day for Reina, Pulisic and Balogun also scoring, of course. None of them here today. Rodriguez will take this out, Swinger once more. Go towards the penalty spot, and Zambi couldn't get there. Ishari curls this one in, and Turner can play. Arden Ishari, the 22-year-old, making just a 4th appearance for his country. Had a big year with Bruges in Belgium. He's named the Belgian League Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. He's one to keep an eye on. Has been linked in this off-season with a long list of clubs, including PSG, Manchester United, Juve, Dortmund, Leverkusen. Of course, this time of year, sometimes the list of clubs is probably more lengthy that get linked with players than actually the interest is there.
But a lot of linking.
Especially with the extra transfer window this summer that has just closed ahead of the Club World Cup. Kanji, whose Manchester City team will be part of the Club World Cup. You can see it this summer on TNT Sports. Kanji back towards Kobel. Quiet night for the Swiss shot stopper so far. And they play their way out of trouble really nicely down the right side. 25-year-old defender Isak Schmidt. Here's Xhaka, the captain, with a crossfield ball into the path of Ndoye down the left side. This is Rodriguez picking it up. And Rodriguez from distance, Turner spills, and it's put in by Mbolo. And it is 3-0 after just 32 minutes in Nashville.
I think the desk at Dunny and Bees, I wonder if they're looking for their panic buttons. This is just really poor performance from the U.S. so far. Again, I mean, how easy to switch that ball, an overlapping run. I mean, no pressure whatsoever. A completely uncontested shot, and a mistake from Turner to bobble it, and Bolo just in the right place at the right time. But yeah, the problem started way up 90 yards away when it was just really easy to break that first line of pressure. And again, just U.S. team not laying a hand on Switzerland. A lot of uncontested shots, a lot of 1v1s in wide positions. It's almost like a shadow drill, and Switzerland are playing to prepare for the game that's coming tomorrow. And Pochettino's got to be furious with just the energy level, the competitive nature that just hasn't shown up this game that was there most of last game.
Goals in 3 games in a row for Bril Embolo, the 28-year-old from Monaco. Such an experienced striker. He's played at 3 Euros, 2 World Cups. Scored against Luxembourg in March, and then in both games in this window. First against Mexico at the weekend in Salt Lake, and now tonight here in Nashville against the US.
This is where Tyler Adams becomes such a huge loss. That whether he was going to start or not, I mean, this is exactly the type of moment you need someone like him out on the field.
Wide turning, slides it out to Austin down the left side. Austin drives well wide of goal. The other one would be maybe someone like Chris Richards, who is probably the other big communicator alongside someone like Tyler Adams right now in this squad.
You're absolutely right. It takes a really good first touch. And you can see far post. Aronson wants that to be curled, maybe played on the ground, but Arsenal electing to go. The shot.
That's the first U.S. shot today.
I don't know if you can count that one. It's just, sometimes you're just incredulous that the energy is just lacking. It's just been such a performance so far, riddled with timidity, and it just, I don't see intention yet from the U.S. Let's see if that third goal becomes a wake-up call. It's just taken way too long to get to this game.
It's the first time the U.S. has conceded 3 in the first half since 2019 against Venezuela. Manzambi cutting inside! A great finish from Johan Manzambi on his first international start, his second cap. But this goes from bad to worse for the United States 10 minutes before half-time. Switzerland in complete control.
Poor turnover, of course. It just, first touch. And you know, McKenzie initially tries to go close him. You know, there's no help there, tries to get an arm out. I mean, this is just lovely balance and placement. Excellent goal. But again, just too easy for Switzerland. I mean, just a rout now. What a lovely finish that was.
19 years old, Johan Manzambi. It's his first senior call-up in this camp, and he has made it count. Scored for the under-20s in a draw against England back in March. A couple of goals in 11 Bundesliga appearances for Freiburg this season. Finished the season appearing in 6 games in a row. And making his mark at international level tonight here. After watching the way they played at the weekend, presumably you didn't see this type of performance coming.
No, it's dumbfounding. And I'm sure there are the loud, negative people that just want to jump in now. But it's really wild that you see this inconsistency where what's required and what the team is capable of will show up. And it's just not consistent, fleeting. Obviously, a lot of changes, some inexperienced players, but that's no excuse. This one, yeah, you can't sugarcoat it. This is, unfortunately, such a stark contrast to a lot of the positives of last game, and a lot of that negative energy will continue to boil on the sideline, and you know, the team has to start to demonstrate they know what it takes, they care what it takes, and when they get called and they put on the U.S. jersey, they're never going to let the performances drop below a certain level. But this is nowhere near good enough.
9 changes made by Mauricio Pochettino tonight to the starting 11 from the game against Turkey. Here's Manzambi down the right side, glides through into the penalty area, played back towards the edge of the box, comes all the way towards Rodriguez. Rodriguez floating it forward. Here's Yashari in round the back. Yashari across goal. Cleared straight back towards him. Everyone behind the ball apart from Brian White trying to defend here for the US. Switzerland scoring 4 goals for the second consecutive game after a 4-2 win against Mexico at the weekend. And Doy down that far side. Quinn Sullivan wins it back. Not too much forward as Quinn Sullivan gives it away to Akanji. And that one goes out for a goal kick off Abisha. US Soccer on TNT is brought to you by Volkswagen, presenting partner of US Soccer. The scoring opened by Danon Doy 13 minutes in. 10 minutes later, Abisha made it 2. 10 minutes after that, it was Embolo for 3-0. And then the 3rd and 4th goal, just 4 minutes apart. US heading towards what would be a 4th successive defeat, all of them at home, having been beaten by Panama with that stoppage time goal in the Nations League semi-final at SoFi Stadium, and then Canada by 2-1 in March. 175 seconds. 2 minutes 55 between goals 3 and 4. Yellow card shown there towards Quinn Sullivan.
And Sullivan and Aronson in that last sequence, leaving a little bit on the players. But I mean, this is